delicious.
So damn smooth. I love it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in that technicolor rainbow between us, your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And Mr. Petty. Come on, y'all.
Rita.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You did it already.
Yeah.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us once again on Blerds and Whiskey live on Twitch. We got a great show lined up for you today, but we also have a very special guest.
He finally did it. He actually did it.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us, Rob. Very, very illustrious year in the podcast game. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you.
Things a little differently here. We're going to be getting a little toasted as things progress. But let's go around the horn and tell everybody what we're drinking. Big Herb, you go first.
All right. So, I love my Crown Apple. So I figured, let me try something different. Crown Apple with cranberry juice and ginger beer. Actually doesn't taste bad. I was questioning it at first. I thought I was about to pull a tray, but it actually tastes pretty good.
So, for those who don't know, it's a running joke on everybody except for Trey. Pulling a tray is basically like just making some of the worst drinks ever imaginable.
Throwing a bunch of shit into a cup and then calling it a drink.
I'm gonna take battery acid and motor oil and Jameson.
Considering the fact that would actually kill me.
Hey, give me that kerosene. Give me that kerosene. I can light it for dramatic effect.
Mr. Petty, what are you drinking?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear.
Mr. Petty, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking what's called, well, I can't see it right because it's very light. It's called Tom Collins. I'm using aviation gin, club soda, lemon juice, and a little bit of simple syrup. Shout out to Deadpool for making good gin.
Aviation. All right, Miss Rita.
So I'm still rocking it up henceforth and forevermore on Sundays. And this Sunday I'm drinking bullshit. The Ciroc grape, if you could see the bottle, with a side of Sprite. So I'm drinking it straight with a side of Sprite. There you go.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and I'm also on pain meds. So.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shit. God damn it.
You weren't supposed to announce that to the world. That was fine.
We call that, thanks to me, we call that the Brian Pillman special, the 80s special.
You need less of both.
Jesus Christ. Maestro.
Jägermeister and cream soda. Move on.
All right.
What you drinking on, Rob?
I am drinking on allegedly Japanese whiskey called Fuyu. It's got a demon on here. I found out that it's actually Canadian. It's made with Japanese items, but it's from Canada. So I'm a little annoyed, but it's tasty.
So Canadian?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Okay.
Canadian whiskey. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm venturing out into doing different things. I actually was in the liquor store and I found a special bottle of Jameson, a cold brew Jameson whiskey coffee flavor. So I made an Irish whiskey. You can't see the whipped cream because it's already melted into the cup, but yes, so far it's a tasty beverage.
That would taste great.
We're supposed to have the can of whipped cream like right next to you for presentation purposes so that we could have saw it, you know.
No, you're supposed to have a can of whipped cream next to you so you can do whippets on there and then we can really make this shit up. Listen, Rita already on pain meds and drinking, nigga. Let's get it. Let's do it. Give me the edibles over there.
Give me
that plate of edibles.
I don't need any more vices. I'm good.
If you did what I did to my foot, you would be drinking too. Okay.
Yeah.
All I'm saying.
The 2020 curse.
Oh man.
And Blerds and Whiskey curse.
Okay, well, let's go ahead and get right into it. Big Herb, let's get those church announcements.
All right, so me and Rita's been going back and forth with this for about the last week and a half. So Lisa Ray.
I think you're over exaggerating.
It's not like all right. Okay, so Lisa Ray has announced that she's going to have an OnlyFans. Me personally, I'm for the shits. Just looking at the Players Club as a child and just looking at her just run down that pole, and she fine as shit. I don't care if she's been run through by like 4 or 5 different guys. I just
definitely more than 5. Add a 0.
Do anything, man.
40 to 50. I think it's closer to 40 to 50. Sorry.
I don't care. I love her. I've been a fan of Lisa Ray for years.
But at what point in time, okay, do we decide to stop being a thought and be a grandmother and not be out here busting it wide open for OnlyFans? That's all I'm saying.
I'm for the shits. I don't care.
So can I chime in here?
Go ahead.
So I actually, I'm the resident perverse person. I'll admit that. I watch a lot of porn. It is what it is. I'm saying I don't give a fuck. So firstly, she's not naked on her OnlyFans. She actually doesn't have any content on her OnlyFans as of yet. There's no posts. There's no pictures. Secondly, OnlyFans is not just a place where people go to bust it wide open. And having an OnlyFans does not equate being a thought. And
I know. I told you this.
Yeah.
I actually said that to you. However, the reason why I'm saying it is because she said that her whole Players Club situation was her inspiration for wanting to start her OnlyFans page. So that's why I made that comment.
Okay.
Because you was busting it wide open in the Players Club. So what would make me think that you're not going to bust it wide open on your OnlyFans page if you were inspired to start your OnlyFans page from a movie about you being a stripper?
Let me say something real quick though, because I just thought about what you just said. Because I had like a 5 heartbeats moment with her still put all of a sudden just coming out like nights like this.
That raindrops will fall.
That's all I'm saying. I'm saying.
Next announcement.
She can prove me wrong. If she proves me wrong and she doesn't do it, I'll come back on the show and say, you know what? I misjudged. I thought she was going to be out here twerking. I have no problem doing it. Busting it wide open. Yeah. However, if you tell somebody that your inspiration for starting OnlyFans was the reaction you got from the Players Club movie and how people still talk about it, what else am I supposed to think?
Well, in this day and age, most of the time, I'm trying to get people to move away from the thought of just because you're naked on the internet means you're automatically a thought. So there can be tasteful news and there can also be pornography.
I didn't say you automatically a thought. I'm just saying you somebody's grandmother though.
I'm not attacking you. I'm just making a statement. So I'm just saying that people who do that, sometimes it's their only form of income. Sometimes it's the only way they can make money. And I'm not going to shame them for doing so.
No, I'm not shaming at all.
Moving on. Pandemic.
Man, can we move the fuck on?
Okay, so shout out to Netflix. They're set to do a Colin Kaepernick limited series of his past. They have him as a child. I forget the name of the actual child who's going to be playing him, but it's basically just doing a series on his life. And Ava DuVernay is going to be directing the whole series. So
That's all well and good. Black Power, Black Pride, and all that. I'm happy for my boy Cap. But this God of War and Assassin's Creed series that's coming to Netflix too. That's who we really trying to worry about. And they got a show that's going to be on The Division. Man, let's get it. Let's do this thing.
Yes.
Let's get this Netflix. But hold on real quick. Also, I got to attack Netflix real quick because you're raising prices on us again, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. And my goddamn premium service is about to go up to $18 a month. Hey, bitch, I ain't signed up for all of this. Y'all better cut it out because y'all lose the office on January 1st. And don't think I won't cut off from you motherfuckers. Don't think I won't.
I just want everyone to know who has an account on my Netflix right now. I'm about to start charging y'all. That's all.
Aim here. Aim here.
Hey, my mama watched the show. Don't say that.
Hey,
don't say that.
hold
She
up.
might get some ideas.
Real shit, real rap raw. If you own my shit, expect an invoice.
Exactly. $5, Buster. And he moving on. Batwoman unveils the first look of Javi. I'm gonna butcher her name.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, you are.
Javicia Leslie, her new costume. what you guys think of the new costume?
Costume's great and all. I just want to know how they're gonna go from season 1 as a white woman to season 2.
And then just
you know what they're gonna do? You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna do the thing. Remember when Lois Lane went undercover as a black woman in the comics? They're gonna do that whole angle for the season.
They're gonna do the move that Billy D. Williams was Harvey Dent in the first Batman '89, and then he became Tommy Lee Jones. That's the move.
No, she's gonna do that Tropic Thunder pigmentation.
What do you mean, people?
What do you mean, people?
No, just all I know is I'm happy that Batwoman is gonna be a black woman now. So now we can turn the tables. Instead of beating up the downtrodden people, we're gonna beat up some 1%ers.
Let's go. Okay, have you ever watched the show written by Secret or black people?
No, but
it's the worst. It's the worst, dude. Like,
oh man.
No, but you know what's gonna be funny though about her being a black woman now? I can't wait for the crossover episode they do this year when all the other heroes come around. They be like, wait a minute.
Who are you?
Fuck is happening here?
You look a little.
You are the Dark Knight.
Look. They all gonna walk. They all gonna walk into a room. She's gonna walk in, and everybody's gonna look at Barry. Fuck did you do?
You know the worst thing they could do though is they just act like nothing even happened. Hey, Batwoman, and just pretend like they don't even notice.
You know they pull off the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air when Aunt Viv just turned to a different shade. I noticed something different about you, Batwoman.
Your hair.
Okay, shout out to Kenya Barris and MGM because MGM has won the auction for the Richard Pryor movie biopic, and Blackish creator Kenya Barris will be making his directorial debut. What do you guys think of this? Because I personally liked it, but at the same time, I want to know who's going to be playing Richard Pryor because I mean I seen some news earlier, way before that they won the auction. Nick Cannon was trying to become it, Marlon
Absolutely
Wayne and Mike Epps. Hold on, but there was a picture, and I'm pretty sure OCG is about to post it. What's his name? Nick Cannon actually had a good resemblance. I don't know about his acting skills, but he had a great look of how Richard Pryor would look with it. So, what you guys think about it?
Drumline was a long time ago, so I did see Marlon Wayne's audition or little short of him doing Richard Pryor's set, and that was pretty good. I think Mike Epps would be the best for it though.
But I think like Mike Epps has been attached to that property for like since 2014, and that original thing was like they had Eddie Murphy in position to play his dad. They had Oprah Winfrey in position to play his grandmother and a few other people. I forget who was going to play his wife, but this has been something that's been like kind of lightweight development hell for the better part of a decade.
Yeah.
So I think you need somebody with comedic stand-up chops.
Gotta go younger.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Cannon ain't that exactly young though. He's about 40 something.
I mean
40, 1980.
I think, like Rob said, this has been in development hell for a while because I know Mike Epps was attached to play Richard Pryor. I heard about it 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's been in development for a very, very long time. I think whoever they get is going to be great. But also shout out to Kenya Barris because he's also trying to start his own Black-owned streaming platform to where he's trying to, instead of like going through other channels, Kenya Barris is basically trying to take over the whole game. Like he's doing some real mogul shit in the world of entertainment, and not just on the Diddy level of, hey guys, I show up every couple years to say that I've done something, but I ain't really doing shit. Like Kenya Barris is really trying to
Can't stop, won't stop.
It's like, yo, Kenya, do you have any podcasters needed? Because
try to tell you, hey, even to. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're going. I think they're going to go unknown.
Yeah.
I think they're going to cast an unknown actor to play Richard Pryor. That's just my hypothesis.
So what was the reasoning behind it taking so long to get this far? Like, what was the holdup?
Just developmental hell. Like, Like it could be anything, like between the right writer, getting the right actor for it, getting the family's permission, shit like that. Because I mean, if they're gonna do a Richard Pryor story, it ain't gonna be in the best light. I mean, I will be that guy in the audience with a stopwatch, waiting for like when is he going to light the on fire, just run down the street. I can't wait for that part. How are they gonna do that?
What's this? Richard Pryor running down the street.
That is accurate. I hope that is accurate.
That's so fucked up, but it's true.
So many times people want to show only like the positive sides of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? They don't show like the in-depth, like the meat of that person, because they're like, oh, I don't want to expose this person. They're not here to defend themselves, stuff like that. But if it's true, it's true. You see what I'm saying? So I just hope that they're true to who he was as a person while he was here. Like, I hope we see as much of the true full story as possible.
I think it's a matter of like, for biopics, the thing that works in my mind is what period you're going to try to tell. Like, if you're like, look, I'm going to tell this 10-year period, but if you try to cover someone who has had a long, influential career, you can set it up. It turns from a movie to a miniseries. And I think it has to be something that's 2 hours, maybe 2.5, and try to just tell this chunk. You could try to do the crossover story. You can work someone in there that was Gene Wilder and doing those movies, or focus on the come up as being a stand-up comedian, 50s through like the 70s, but you can easily go a little too broad, and then that makes the movie too long. And I don't know, it can be an issue. And I think we've seen success with the Dolomite movie. So I think if they take a similar approach, that might be a blueprint for them.
Yeah, as long as they don't cast Flax Alexander, we should be good.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just, oh my God.
Rob?
Yeah, that movie was funny. Wow. I'm sorry. Oh man. So
somebody else go, please.
So Rob, could you tell us a little bit about who you are to the fans out there?
Yeah. I'm gonna hit you with my aliases real quick. It's Rob, Skirt Angle, the Silver Linings Playboy, the Midnight Snack, the American Wave, Rob Lee from MTR Podcast.
The Midnight Snack?
Yeah.
I knew they weren't gonna let that shit slide. You should have known they weren't gonna let that one slide.
Of course not. I mean, Silver Linings Playboy is in there, the American Wave, which I've been using recently. But I do 2 podcasts. I've been podcasting for 12 years. From Baltimore, despite not sounding like it. Say Saturday, all of that. Do 2 shows. Getting to the Truth in This Art is the show that I do. I interview artists, entrepreneurs, and tastemakers in Baltimore to show what Baltimore is really about. To show the real stuff, not just this malign reputation we have, but show real people, real individuals, and show that we have talent here. And Mastermind Team Drawcast is what I've been doing the longest, and that is pop culture and weird news. We get at it, and we talk a lot of shit. Let's just put it that way. And it's a lot of fun. Usually the weird news headlines. Like last week, we had a story about a pastor that woke this lady up mid-flight because he was pissing on her.
Yeah, I heard about
on the flight.
Yeah, I heard about that.
The power of Christ compels you, and that's what we do.
Oh man, that's I do remember.
I'm still in that. I'm still in that Midnight Snack nickname, by the way.
Oh man,
it's a good nickname. It's a good nickname. It sticks with you. Sticks to the ribs.
Oh man.
Just got some comments. Want to acknowledge a few people in the comments. Ambitious Boogie, what up, little cousin? How you doing? Childish Games, what's going on? Thank you all for joining us today on the Blerds and Whiskey podcast every Sunday at 1 p.m. on Twitch. And we are joined by Mr. Rob Lee, who just gave his long introduction as well as all of his aliases that are some a little questionable, some are being stolen by myself. So
I am calling him Midnight Snack for the rest of the show.
Appreciate you.
I refuse.
I call no grown ass nigga no Midnight Snack.
Nah. Sorry. His mama named him Rob. I'm gonna name him Rob.
So back into this church announcements. We have to give a shout out to the late great Sean Connery, who passed away yesterday at the age of 90. He's put out great films such as he is in my opinion 007. But he also put out great movies in what's the name of it? The Indiana Jones movie. He also did Highlander. He also did Untouchables, which I thought was a phenomenal. He won an Oscar off of that. It's one of my favorite all-time movies. Go ahead, Rick.
And let's not forget the great and powerful League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
I was literally about to say that.
Stop it.
It's such a bad movie.
Literally about to say that.
It's
Went out on a whimper.
It's the movie that made him quit acting. That's awesome. That's awesome.
That atrocity, that horrible fucking.
Oh, and The Rock. He also did The Rock.
The Rock was good.
The Rock was awesome.
Claim Hollywood though. He won't claim any property of his. He doesn't claim it in Hollywood anymore. That's why V for Vendetta didn't have his name on it.
No.
So let's raise a glass to the late great Sean Connery.
Six no's and a yes is still a yes.
Let's go with the penis mightier.
I'll check the rapist for 400 ounce.
Anal bum covers for 200.
Okay, moving
Alrighty. So if you guys are looking at my background right here, you would notice that this is Busta Rhymes' latest album. The first album he's put out in the last 6 years, called Extinction Level Event 2, which is phenomenal. I mean, dog, this shit is fire. What you guys take on it?
He got his original abs back.
What you say?
Got his original abs back, so he had to put out some new music.
And that TRT, yeah.
Wait a minute. What was this in the rundown?
No.
They didn't put this in the rundown. Herb, stop doing this shit.
Hold on a second.
He has been trying to get everybody to listen to this, so I haven't listened. I haven't done it.
Cam
He's
listened
been trying
to
to force me to listen to it for the last since it dropped.
Cam listened to it the other day. I listened to it the other day. OCG listened to it. It's phenomenal, man. It's just go peep that shit. But
don't say what do y'all think about it when only Cam is the only person that's listened to.
Okay, Cam. So what you think about it, homie?
No, it can't be a segment with just you two. We have to move on.
Here's his whole breakdown. It's good.
Moving on.
What's your take on the album?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, this Tuesday, big shit's going on. Election day. Get y'all asses out there and vote. We're not gonna go. Hold on. We're not gonna make this like the Facebook thing that you've been seeing all this time. Just constantly just go out and vote. That's it. Moving on to the next thing. That's it.
Your mama's a hoe if you don't vote.
See, I wasn't even going there. I wasn't even gonna say that, but
that is
whoever don't vote, your mama's a hoe.
Now we know.
All right.
Oh shit.
I mean, it's a very, very important time. It's probably the most polarizing time in America in a long, long time. November is going to be a very hard month. Thanksgiving is going to suck for a lot of people. It's just going to be time. I don't know what else to say. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't. We got rappers who we don't even like anymore endorsing like Lil Wayne endorsing Donald Trump is hilarious to me, especially when he got screwed over by Birdman. So it's like he can't. So it's just I don't know, man. That syrup is just getting to his dreads and his brain, and it's just not a good look.
What dread?
Oh, sorry.
That's what I was saying. Can we trust somebody with 1.275 dreads? Like, no, you can't.
No,
you can't trust them. So
no.
You can't trust somebody that looks like a piece of shit with piercings.
He also looks like he hasn't had a shower in 10 years. So can we trust it?
Right, like you don't trust niggas that stink. You also don't trust niggas that just randomly just start talking about politics all of a sudden when you're named after Ice Cube. I don't like transitioning from fucking Wheezy to then you got Ice Cube running around talking about, well, the big three ain't doing that well. So let me go ahead and make some more noise, just a little bit more.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, good. No, go ahead.
Here's the thing. I think with the rappers, one, stop listening to rappers. No one consulted Ja Rule, so stop listening to rappers. We're going on that. But
Nobody gives a fuck about what Ja Rule.
I find it like wild. Thank you. I find it like wild, weird, like that. It's called like the Platinum Plan. That shit seems janky as fuck. It's like, yo, are you doing our taxes as well? My guy, like, I don't listen to rappers when it comes to anything of merit. It's just scissor and shooting fictional niggas. That's all I listen to him for.
So it was Malcolm. I think somebody posted on Facebook like this week. There was a video of Malcolm X that was saying basically that like white people don't go. You don't go talk to Kelly Clarkson or any of the white celebrities to get their perspectives on politics or anything like that. Only time they do this is with black celebrities, and that's because they're viewed as our leaders. Like, they're not our leaders. Like, black people are not a monolith. We don't all think the same. We don't all feel the same. We're literally as diverse as they come. But they put these people in place to be our gods, our overseers, our leaders. And they don't have that type of power. They only have this type of power if you allow them to. So just be aware of the false prophets. Like, fuck that. Like, no. Lil Wayne,
they only see us as entertainers.
Yeah, you're just saying, you dance monkey.
Also, don't listen to Skinny Al Sharpton or former Big Al Sharpton. Neither one of them, don't listen to.
I'm still fucked up over the Ja Rule comment. I'm sorry.
Where is Ja Rule?
Where is Ja?
They do that thing when it comes to any group that's considered we need to keep them in line. So, you know, it's just a reminder that any of the stuff that we're kind of getting that we're trying to process through, those messages are still in there. It's just like, we need to abate this mass group, and we do it through entertainment. And it's just like, when you see who's with who, maybe look at what you're listening to and what you're consuming, because it's a version of it. It may not be as blatant as it is right now, because I like how Lil Wayne went on his church clothes to meet with Trumpington, and I wasn't a fan. I was not a fan.
He didn't like. He was like, it was picture day.
Can I point out something real quick? Real quick. I love Barack Obama as a president. However, I truly do feel like if Joe Biden wins, right, the swag and surf is definitely taking place at the inauguration. And he's going to be the one to start it.
That old white man ain't touching nobody. We still in the midst of COVID. We are stuck in wave 2.
He's not going to be the one that started. It's going to be the VP. It's going to be that. It's going to be that Howard alumni who all of a sudden has rediscovered her Howard roots, and she's going to get an email from somebody saying that when you get voted in, you got to do it, and she's going to be up there doing the shit all off beat, doing some shit like this.
Hey.
If we get
got some beat though.
Lil Boozy in there, I pull up at the club, VIP, gotta say,
no. Again, see, there you go. You're not listening to my. You're not listening to my advice. Every nigga in that video look like they stink. You can't trust them.
if they put on like dancehall music to try to hit her like Jamaican roots or what have you, dude, I'm out of here.
If she start doing that heel toe joint.
I'm the VP now.
Use the scissors, cut it. Use the scissors.
Hey, Herb, since we're doing all this political stuff, what was the throwback of the?
Oh shit! So be as it may, we're talking about all this political stuff. I figured throwback show of the week, the campaign. You had
Cam Brady.
Yeah, Cam Brady, which is sorry, Will Ferrell and Zach Galifianakis in this amazing movie. This shit was hilarious. He pretty much Will Ferrell has been gone unopposed in the election for the last like 4 years. Then finally, what's his name? Zach Galifianakis says, "You know what? I want to run." And the funniest shit I've ever seen. Not only does what's his name? Will Ferrell punch a baby, he punches a fucking dog as well. So it's just comedy at its finest. I love it.
I saw that joint in theaters, and one of my favorite lines from it I still use to this day, 8 years later. I say, "Playing hee haw with the fuck around gang." It's a great line. It makes me laugh every time.
He boned Obama's wife and stuck her head in a fridge.
Yeah. Man.
I'm done.
business. The whole movie done it. Like you win. You keep recording.
But you know the funny thing about it is I feel like every politician. I'm just gonna say it because I'm a generalize. Sorry.
Go ahead.
I feel like every right-wing politician is doing some version. They're doing an imitation of Cam Brady, Will Ferrell's character from that movie. Since that movie came out, every right-wing politician acts just like Cam Brady. Like they're in front of the camera, you see them, they all dressed up and they got their conservative views. Then you just know they're leaving to go do the most debaucherous shit you've ever seen in your life.
Yeah.
And the wild thing is, Cam Brady's a Democrat in the movie.
Yeah.
It's like Zach Galifianakis.
It's hilarious. He punched the fucking baby in the face.
North Carolina. You know?
Oh wow! You're still stuck on that one part,
Right.
like.
Also,
No, that
the
part
news is in
was
that movie, by the way.
hilarious.
And he punched the dog. He punched the damn milk bone out of dog's face.
And y'all can see that Herb is over here struggling with trying to get past that part. But
No.
speaking of struggle, one of our sponsors is the beard struggle we got going on. I usually let like Trey or Herb take over, but Herb's still laughing. So, Mr. Rob, you want to take over for the beard struggle promo, my man?
It's a hell of a segue.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to keep the show moving.
Beard struggle, man.
Be a
Beard
professional.
struggle. Come on.
So Beard Struggle and all. If you go on our webpage, go on Beard Struggle or go on beardstruggle.com. We what's up?
No, Trey can't hear us. Keep going.
No, go ahead. I can hear you now. My sound went
So
out.
yeah, Beard Struggle. Like all you gotta do is just punch in the promo code Blerds1 and you can get 15% off of all our products. Any product you see off of the Beard Struggle, we get your beard right, get your comb, brush, beard oils, day or night oil, our shampoo, conditioner.
I got some baby beard struggle.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Pioneer.
You still got. But also part of the struggle we got going on. There's definitely been a struggle between all of us right now. So the characters of the week is we're gonna go into that segment real quick. We're gonna roll that along. We're gonna roll that one with it's gonna segue into our next topic. So we go ahead and just go ahead and roll that character of the week footage real quick for us, Mr. Off-camera guy. Character of the week. So today's character of the week is the Sinister Six. After taking L, after taking L, after taking L, after taking L, Dr. Octopus realized that, maybe if he collectively got the rogues gallery of Spider-Man, they could defeat him, thus becoming the Sinister Six. In Spider-Man Annual #1 in the 60s, they combined their efforts to team up. The original lineup was Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, Kraven the Hunter, Mysterio, and the Vulture. They had an unknown advantage at the time. Due to some sort of psychosomatic issue with Spider-Man, his powers were fluctuating. So he was essentially just a man at the time, no Spider-Man. So they idiotically decided to do one-on-one and fight him that way, a la video game boss style, and the elements that benefited their powers or each individual unique specialties. And they lost. Oh no. They attempted again to reform in the mid-90s, this time no longer doing the one-on-one thing. They actually ganged up on him. Kraven was dead at the time, so they replaced him with the Hobgoblin. But the tables had turned when Sandman, who was trying to reform at the time, was blackmailed back into the Sinister Six. He helped Spider-Man defeat his old teammates. They've had several incarnations throughout the time in comic book history, as any group would have. They've been the Sinister Six, the Sinister Seven, Sandman, Sinister Six, Superior Six, Sinister 12, Sinister 66. Jesus Christ, was they Wu-Tang? Every single Spider-Man cartoon throughout the years has also featured him, whether it's whoever's available at the time when they released the cartoon or they just pretty much just use the original version. There have been several video games or throughout several games they've been featured in, but I believe the NES version, which is the Return of the Sinister Six, featured their names on it. Recently, it's been hinted in the Sony/Marvel Universe MCU Spider-Man, maybe other franchises, that they'll be in it. While it may not be the original lineup, but seeds and Easter eggs have been planted throughout most of MCU. That's pretty much the Sinister Six right now. Anyway, back to you guys.
Hey, yo, bro, if they make John Cena the fucking Sandman, I'm going to lose my shit. I am going to
That is why I put it on. I wanted you to lose.
Why the fuck? No, I'm sick of John Cena. No. You're already gonna shoehorn him into the fucking the Fast and the Furious bullshit, and you mean to tell me you're gonna make him say no? I know it's not official. I know nobody made it. I know, but it's still gonna set me the fuck off. No, enough John Cena. I had to deal with him for 10 years in WWE. I'm not gonna deal with him in another 10 years in the Fast and Furious or anything dealing with Marvel.
I really hope it's not another 10 years that there's a Fast and Furious movies, because they really need to stop.
And Rita's going
to what we not going to do is keep coming for the Fast and Furious movies.
Thank you, Rick.
You know why? They just made them better. You know why? Because they added John Cena, so now y'all really can't see him.
Now John Cena, a white bread, blue-eyed white boy, is going to be half Spanish now.
He's Dominic Toretto's brother. And he's a race car driver, a master thief, and an assassin.
He's a super soldier.
Right. And he's a super soldier. He's been off learning all of this stuff because after Dom beat that dude with the wrench and their dad died, his brother lost control and he joined the military and did all of this shit. Yes, I created my own fan fiction for Fast and Furious. Get out of my face.
Get him.
It sounds like internships he's had, you know?
And I'm telling you now, the moment I see a thwip or I hear a clobbering time in a Fast and the Furious movie, I'm burning that shit to the ground.
2 weeks in a row.
So is there going to be an unofficial wrestling match between John Cena and The Rock in the next movie? Because this shit is some bullshit.
So I'm gonna tell you why that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna tell you why that can't happen. That can't happen because The Rock and Vin Diesel can't be on set together.
Let's go back to the actual topic.
So one of the topics right now is something that's been true to me because me and Rick have gone back and forth with this a couple of times. We're bringing up the Spider-Man franchise and which one holds up, and I personally feel like they all have their own uniqueness about them, but I'm still gonna say tried and true. I'm gonna go with the Sam Raimi trilogy.
Hold up, wait. Before we get just the comments, so Treaty T says he's in Suicide Squad though. So just real quick sidebar audible. I don't give a fuck. They have to prove to me. They have to show me that their universe in the Warner Brothers DC universe of cinema. They got to prove to me that it's worthy of my nerddom. They got to prove to me that they're worthy of me spending my money on it. Otherwise, I'm gonna pirate the fuck out of that shit like I did the last one. Fuck out of here.
Can I address something? Can I address something real quick? I'm sorry to cut you off, Cam, but this is gonna be gold because it's gonna add to Trey's rage. You know they already greenlit a Peacekeeper show for HBO Max.
It's just his chin is taking up so much of the screen, that butt chin that he has.
He can blow his nose and wipe his ass at the same time.
More Cena all the time. More Cena every day, all day. You can't see him.
He's gonna run for president. What?
You can't see him as time is now.
I'm over him. I'm over him as well, Trey.
He's a small white boy. He's got deltoids. Let's put him in everything. No, fuck that.
Is he replacing The Rock as the new super hero type character thing? Is that what the WWE is trying to do now? I'm trying to understand.
He's not wrestling right now because he's following his acting career, but I want him to stay the fuck away from Marvel.
That's what they did with The Rock. He wasn't wrestling because he was following his acting career. So are they doing the same thing?
And I'm fine with that because he's staying away from Marvel comics.
Let's save that question for another topic because that can roll off into something completely different. Yeah. But Cam, like you're saying in your stupid ass Sam Raimi trilogy.
All right, go ahead. I'm listening. No, go ahead. The floor is yours.
No. I want to hear why you say the Sam Raimi trilogy is the best, and then I'm going to proceed to chop that shit down.
Okay, respectfully. Well, first and foremost, you notice I said Sam Raimi's Spider-Man and not Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man because the reason why I like all those movies is because of the director that made those movies. He has a passion and a drive that and an actual care about his films. Plus, it was also during a time when comic movies weren't seen as box office draws. So the director and everyone that was involved in it came from a place of love or actual trying to make a good movie. That's how and it looked like a comic book movie. It looked specifically like a movie that was made of comic book. They mixed CGI with practical effects. They didn't overly CG everything like they do nowadays. And it looks like green screen backgrounds that aren't supposed to be there and shit like that. So it's like, it just visually looked better. They had better lines. They had more iconic scenes. Like everything you can think of as Spider-Man right now, you think of, you can't really have an iconic scene for Tom Holland or Mark Webb's or whatever the kid's name, the British kid. And he was also American, unlike the other two guys who were all British as fuck. So go ahead.
But he was also 40 playing a high school kid. Him and Kirsten Dunst actually hated each other. That's why they wrote into that whole Peter hates Mary Jane thing. James Franco was a fucking airhead. Willem Dafoe should have been playing the Joker. What else do I got?
The fucking dance. The dance.
No, we I don't even have to bring up Spider-Man 3 to like that we all know what that is.
I can counteract that whole thing. I got something that can actually like shut that whole thing down in Spider-Man 3. Spider-Man 3 wasn't a Sam Raimi movie though. Spider-Man 3 was an A.V. Everett movie. A.V. Everett has a hard on for Venom so much he made them shoehorn Venom in it. He already had a whole storyline with written for Sandman. He made him put Venom in it. And A.V. Everett had a big he was Kevin Feige before Kevin Feige became Kevin Feige in Marvel Universe. That's why he shoehorned Venom in it. He would have shoehorned Venom in the third Amazing Spider-Man trilogy. He's trying to put Venom. He made Venom in the Sony one. Like he's been all about Venom the whole time.
Well, Sony has a hard on for any Spider-Man character that they own. But with that being said, does anybody else so I'm going to move on to why I say the Mark Webb, Andrew Garfield Spider-Mans were the better Spider-Man movies. I enjoyed those movies. I did. They had terrible writing. Herb, get your stupid ass itsy bitsy spider face out of the camera. Get out of the camera right now. I will choke the shit out of you right through this Zoom right now. Because I know that's what you're going to say. You're going to start, and I'm going to fucking lose it. I will lose it. All right?
Not itsy bitsy spider face.
Itsy bitsy spider.
EL mute him. EL mute him. EL mute him. Mute him. Yo.
Watch.
Jamie Foxx.
Terrible writing on my trilogy. Go ahead, Rick.
Jamie Foxx did a really good job as Electro. I don't give a shit what anybody says. I liked Reese Ifans as the Lizard. It was a different. Reese Ifans did a really good job as the Lizard. Like they brought the Lizard in. I thought we had never seen the Lizard on film. I thought I thought the story was pretty good. Now, what I will say is the writing for those movies, it got a little bit all over the place because they kind of got like a dog with a bone. They got really, really excited. And it's just like, hey, we're going to bring in the fact that Spider-Man's parents were spies. And we're going to put that in. And his dad had an undercover base. And then we're going to make Norman Osborn weird. And then real quick. Superhero movie companies, cast Dane DeHaan in nothing. Don't make him anything. He was good. He was good in what's the movie with him and Michael B. Jordan? Chronicle. He was great in Chronicle. Yeah. Let him do that. Don't let him do anything else. Because him as the Green Goblin, I lied to you not. I wanted to hurl all over the place.
Yeah,
he was vibes.
He was like Leprechaun Hood.
But I will say this.
No, it was Back to the Hood. It was the Back to the Hood version.
Oh, okay.
I will say this as far as the Amazing Spider-Man. I did like that one a little bit better, but like you said, I did feel like it was off a little bit because I was like, okay, so where's Rhino? What are we gonna do with Rhino? And I mean, like he was in there for like 5 minutes, and then we didn't see him to the end of the movie. But I did love the lizard one, but still, at the end of the day, the itsy bitsy spider.
I mean, I
couldn't help it. I couldn't help it.
Like Rick tried to point that out earlier about how like Kirsten Dunst and Toby hated each other, but their chemistry was still better than people who actually were dating, and their chemistry was just about as dry as Twilight.
Their chemistry was great. They were in love. They were in love, and you can't tell me it's different. They loved each other, and you can see it on screen.
The Gwen Stacy storyline within the Amazing Spider-Man, the second one, I think they did that. I think they did that perfectly. I don't think they could have done that any better, short of making it on a bridge as well as opposed to being inside a tower. So
real quick, tell the truth. When you went to the movie theaters and you saw her wearing that jacket, and some little kid was like, "I hope Gwen lives through this," and everybody was just like,
"Yo," I was like, "I'm about to ruin this for this little kid." He fucking comic kid.
I was like,
the set photos When I saw the set photos of her in the outfit, I was like, oh, she's dead. There's no third movie for her. She's dead.
Yo.
It turns out there wasn't no third one at all. So I mean,
All right. But so, Rick, do you have an iconic scene from your two movies though?
I do have an iconic scene, actually.
Go for it.
When at the end,
Spider.
the first motherfuckers, you rotten motherfuckers, fucking stop it, all right? When he's swinging through the cranes, like when he gets shot, and he's swinging through the cranes at the end of the last one, going to fight the lizard. That's the iconic moment. That sets it up. That shows the bond between Spider-Man and New York that you always get. Like, it's not a Spider-Man scenario if it doesn't have that bond with New York, because Spider-Man is kind of woven into the DNA of that city.
I'm glad you said that, because my trilogy actually focused more on New York being a part of being actual cast. Like, most of the great lines from all the Spider-Man movies came from people outside, like New York, like the actual New Yorkers. They had more extras in my films than y'all did.
And they actually threw, wasn't they throwing rocks from the Brooklyn Bridge though?
Yeah.
They was throwing rocks. Yeah, that was like,
you had New Yorkers throwing stuff at a guy floating on a hovercraft.
No. Lucy Lawless was in disguise in those ones. That don't count.
Oh man.
Rob, what's your opinion? Who do you think is better?
I'm on the Raimi train. I like those movies better, with the exception of the third one. The third one was dog shit. But I would have liked to have seen a third movie for the, I guess, Andrew Garfield ones. I think the Sam Raimi ones was going to get a fourth movie, and I heard a lot of different things that were supposed to be in there. And the point is very valid about Venom being shoehorned in there. Just, it didn't fit. It was like, yo, you got kind of three villains in this movie, this third one, and it maligned the series. And that's the most recent thing that we saw. But Doc Ock in that second movie was really good. And I enjoyed that movie, and I enjoyed that series up to that point. So yeah, I got to give it to the Raimi movies.
Yeah, because it's even going as far as like, I showed Miles the first three ones, and he came. I didn't even bring up the fact of the dancing part in the third one. He came out of nowhere. It's like, Daddy, I didn't like this movie. This movie was stupid. and I mean, if a 6-year-old is sitting there like, nah, this shit's stupid, bruh. Then I mean, come on. I will say this as far as both of them. Both of them do have, like, they have their own unique taste in it. I did like the fact that you have the what's the name, as far as with the Raimi ones, you did have the New Yorkers coming in. It was part of New York. And I love the second one with Doc Ock. But as far as just like with the Amazing Spider-Man, I felt like it was all over the place. It was just like they had good season there. I'm not even gonna bring up Jamie Foxx's Itsy Bitsy Spider, but it was just like,
you brought it up.
I did. But Jamie Foxx actually was really good in that movie. I did like him in that movie. I just love fucking with Rick.
Ow!
I'm sorry, bro.
Hey,
Jamie Foxx, what black man is going? I don't care how crazy you are. No black man is gonna walk around with a fucking comb over. No,
it was the lace front for me. It was the lace front for me. Or you can let that go.
Just go bald.
But Trey, what's your opinion of the Spider-Man movies? Which ones do you?
So I'm on the Raimi side of things, but I have also had the luxury of being exposed to Tom Holland. He's youthful Peter Parker. Mm-hmm. He quips. He's, he's jovial, he's athletic, so they don't have to do too much CGI with him. But at the same time, I recognize the fact that we have not gotten to see the full spectrum of Spider-Man with him. He's still in high school. Spider-Man has been out of high school for at least 30 years now in the comics, at the least. And I would like to point out that the fact that one thing that people are negating about Tom Holland's Spider-Man is basically it's MCU's Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you put it that way.
I can agree with that, but I mean, it's a new spin on it. Like he's like Batman Beyond, Unlimited, the Ultimate Spider-Man, and those rolled into one. Because even his best friend, Genki, is not supposed. He's supposed to be Miles Morales' best friend. He's not supposed to be Peter Parker's best friend. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot of things that have to develop within that universe for him to transpire. But I believe that he will become the best Spider-Man. outside of one other one, because we'll have the inclusion of other superheroes. Because Spider-Man, he's a solo hero, but a lot of his best stories come when he's teamed up with other people. So
just
go ahead, Herb.
I want to say, as far as you was talking about his athleticism and him being able to actually just do his own stunts. I mean, I think that's actually would you say that he's been taking a lot of Phoenix Fit?
You could say that. Definitely. So if you want to become a web slinger yourself, you can go ahead and hit up our sponsor, Phoenix Fit, using promo code Blerds13. Is it 13? Blerds 13. Yes. 13. Get you all your Phoenix Fit needs. Get your collagen, what you need. Get your protein shakes. Everything that you need to get yourself on shake, because
I really tried. I tried.
That was a powerful segue. It
was, but I mean, I tried.
You know who was?
FNX, I'm sorry, I do apologize. FNX, I usually do the beard one, but somebody took that from me early one. But the promo code is FNX Blerd13. You get yourself 15% off all the Phoenix Fit gear, supplements, and more. So check them out. You can see them on our website, blerdsandwhiskey.com, and get your life right. I've actually gone down in my weight recently. I'm now at 303. So it has been working for me. I'm getting down there, slinging them packages.
But you know who was probably doing Phoenix Fit before Phoenix Fit was a thing, which is probably the reason why my trilogy is better, is because I had the Macho Man, Randy Savage, as Bonesaw.
Now, we all know that Bama has some horse supplements going on there.
The HGH
is listen, he might have been juicing, but it wasn't strong enough to beat that palm tree.
Are you ready?
Like, also, Rick, why?
Man,
iconic stuff though. Like I got Bruce Campbell. Like we had the train scene. Like none of y'all compared to that train scene though.
That train scene was iconic.
With the whole Jesus arms and the carrying of the Spider-Man, and they looked at him and
Jesus arms.
He's just
Jesus.
There is another Spider-Man, but there's another Spider-Man out there that rivals all of this. And I'm gonna let Rita take that one away.
Oh, I get to speak. Okay. Yes, the Spider-Man.
Yes, you're allowed to speak.
And I'm rooting for him because he's Afro-Latina.
Hey.
And also there were multiple different there were 7 different spider people that appeared in the movie. And I feel like what you said, New York earlier, Cam, was like a part of like a character in itself within. Was that Cam or was that Rick?
No, that was me. Because mine had New York people.
But I felt like
was a
the animated
with
series also embodied it too. Like they embodied the spirit of New York. They embodied Peter Parker, or the Peter Parker-ish, when he first got his powers and he didn't know what the fuck to do with it. Like I feel like it took us on the journey from him realizing that he has these powers to being a child who's scared, even though he can do things to change things, to the reluctant Peter Parker, because there's the Peter Parker A with the blonde hair who died, and then there's Peter Parker B,
Chris Pine,
Peter Parker B with the brown hair who's reluctant to like mentor him. So I feel like there was just a lot more. I feel like this story was more real and more relevant. And then the fact that Marvel has so many different universes and so many different storylines happening at the same time, where you have the Spider verse where there's so many different storylines that are all converging onto each other. So I feel like mine, in my opinion, is better. But that's me.
But did you have a train scene though with the Jesus?
Jesus touched my hand.
So the funny thing about that is they actually did have that scene in Into the Spider-Verse. Because when Peter B. Parker is telling about his lineage, so the funny thing about it is most people don't realize this. Peter B. Parker, who's the one with the brown hair, is basically the representation of Tobey Maguire, and Chris Pine Spider-Man, the one that's in Miles Morales' universe, is the representation of Andrew Garfield, which is kind of weird and funny at the same time. But here's the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So now that we threw the Spider-Verse and Tom Holland, what you got on? What's your take on it now, Rob?
I mean, in terms of the Spider-Verse one, I I like that movie a lot, and I like what they're doing there, and especially with the memeable post-credit scene. I was a big fan of that.
The point.
I think it's a franchise that's still loading, so it's like it's like not enough information to be seen there. Like whatever they do with that second thing, and the fact that they're going to be in the Spider-Man game, at least representation, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, it's kind of that spin of we changed a few things, like especially did with like Doc Ock. It's like, oh, Doc Ock is a woman now. This is great. I'm here for this. And the fact that Kingpin just takes up the entire frame, which I love. It's like, okay, this is great, but it's still TBA to me, and I'm really excited for that franchise. And it's fresh. You have the diversity included without being pandering, and I'm a fan. So yeah.
Okay. So I got a question for everybody.
I also want to point out that yes, Trey, Miles Morales was Puerto Rican, not Dominican.
Well, we figured he's Puerto Rican. He's New York.
Yeah. Well, I guess, but yeah, I do have a question for everybody. So if we were to line up Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire, Tom Holland, and Into the Spider Miles Morales in a battle royale, which one do you think would win that fight?
I'm going black, baby.
I'm saying
more.
my Spider-Man is an adult male that can vote and then drink, go to a bar.
If that's the case, I'm going to throw a curveball and say Spider Noir, who was played by Nicolas Cage. He was the dark Spider-Man.
Because he has a gun.
Because he has a gun.
Called the Blicky.
So I'm gonna say this: which Spider-Man has a suit that has instant kill mode? Exactly.
Yeah.
Winner.
Yeah. He's technically winning.
Winner.
He is winner by default, but I love black people, so.
But
activate instant kill. Dead.
He has the instant kill mode suit, but his spider sense is not perfected.
I have to question this one thing about Spider-Man Homecoming. Was it Homecoming? No, Far From Home.
Far From Home.
That's the one after Tony Stark died. So Spider-Man was caught in the snap, so he was gone for like 5 years. How did Tony Stark create glasses for someone he knew was not coming back or didn't know was coming back? And then but then when he came back, he died. Like when he came back, he didn't have time, so he died.
So
when did he make glasses?
Real quick. There are a lot of theories out there that Tony knew a lot more than he was letting on. If you get the new book, The Wakanda Files, Tony has been doing a lot of shit off screen, and everybody's just like, wait a minute, hey, motherfucker, what are you like? It's alluded to the fact that Tony knows about Kang.
Hold on a second. And if you went back and look at what was it, the second Iron Man, you had the what's the name? I keep forgetting the name. The eye, it starts with an I, but you know what I mean.
Illuminati.
Illuminati, yes. You seen the Illuminati file in there when he's actually talking to the government. So yeah, but Cam, that shit, damn.
Like no, but he died before.
I didn't even think about that shit.
But so all right, so Cam, break it down like this. Keep in mind, in what was that? Age of Ultron, when Scarlet Witch unlocked his mind or whatever, he got to see a glimpse of the future. So there's a possibility that Tony Stark decided to start looking into future occurrences, which would lead him into finding out about Kang and doing things behind the scenes to put a suit of armor around the world. The glasses were the key to the suit of armor. Who's to say that he didn't make those already? And when he met Peter Parker, he decided, I trust this kid, I like this kid. He didn't take my tech when I gave it to him. I'm going to leave it just in case it's for him.
And remember in Infinity War, when Bruce and Doctor Strange and Wong are giving him the rundown, he doesn't look necessarily like surprised, like, oh, this is new. He says to himself very quietly, this is it. He's been planning for this shit.
Yeah.
Like he's been planning for it. Like essentially they took Tony Stark and made him Dr. Doom because he planned out all scenarios.
They took Tony Stark and they're making him equivalent to Batman.
Yes.
That's what
always prepared.
That's the first Avengers movie.
Except he doesn't beat up on poor people.
Yeah, just not gonna let
it. Only rich white guys, Ironmonger.
Tell me what his name is.
I mean,
but he's dead.
Iron Man is Antifa. Iron Man is Antifa. Batman is just out here running around for the Tea Party.
What you about to say, Rita?
Excuse me. Iron Man is out here. Batman is out here with his MAGA hat on, and Tony Stark is just like, I was about to say
Batman's a Republican for sure. That's right.
He's white privilege. He's white privilege.
Make America Gotham again.
He probably paid $75 for his taxes as well. So yeah.
It's been fun discussing these things here with you guys live on.
How much do Alfred make? How much does Alfred make? I want to see those things. I want to see that. Them check stubs.
You're asking for his taxes. You're really gonna ask for a fictional character's taxes right now.
Yep.
With that said, everybody, if you have not already, go vote. If you got to convince somebody who's of a lower IQ, tell them, hey, you'll get a nice shiny sticker with it. So make them go. All right, get it done. And I believe it's still. I believe that it's still in play right now. But if you're still early voting before Tuesday, you can go to any location within the state of Maryland. You don't have to go to your designated spot until the day of the actual the voting day, which is the 3rd. So you can go anywhere, vote, even if you made the request last week to get the mail-in ballot and it hasn't arrived yet, or you haven't dropped it off yet, you can still go in there and fill it out ahead of time. So don't wait, don't beat around the bush, drag people with you kicking and screaming because we need things to change immediately as fast as they possibly can. Granted, we have a couple months
with you so he can vote too.
Yes.
There you go.
Yes.
All of them.
Yes. So make them go vote. Get it done.
Pause your OnlyFans video so you can go vote as well.
Hey, make that money. Don't let that money make you. Sean. Do what you got to do.
Work all the polls.
Really think you can.
Again, excuse me, while you niggas going off the rail, Rob, go ahead and plug where everybody can find you at. Thank you for joining us this week.
Well, thank you. This has been great. You can find me and my guys, MTR Podcasts, on all of the podcast platforms, MTRthenetwork.com for all of the stuff. We have 12 years worth of content, probably over 700 podcasts on there, just different stuff, but definitely check that out. And coming soon, 300th episode of Mastermind Team's Robcast. We're doing a tour, so more of me on shows like this, and this is a dope show. So thanks again for letting me on. Much appreciated.
Thank you for coming.
I mean, we trying to come on too to do a. I mean, what's that with the I'm just saying.
We will talk and we will have you guys on.
Yeah. Yes.
For sure.
Like I said, like we always say, we're on all types of social media. We're on YouTube. We're on Castbox. We're on Overtime. We're on Roku. If you get a Roku, go on Overtime TV and catch all the prior episodes on there too. Like, share, and subscribe. You can go on the website. You can go to partners. You can look up those links such as Beard Struggle and FNX Fit, Phoenix Fit, and you can use those promo codes to pretty much like line our pockets. Like we get a percentage of that, so help us grow so we can do more. You can always, like I said, we're going to be on everything too. We're going to share everything. We like, share, subscribe. Just like J. Jonah Jameson from my Sam Raimi Spider-Man verse, we're always going to be everywhere.
Now he's on my Tom Holland universe. So
it's just Tom Holland universe. We had the best that made the show. Don't forget, Rita's also got an LLC. Her hair. Would you want to play that real quick, hit Rita?
Next week. We'll do it next week.
Next week, okay. Never mind that. He'll hook you up with the hair.
Oh, well, since we're doing cheap pops, go ahead and hit me up on TikTok. Your boy is getting out there. I ain't got on Cam's level of TikTok yet, but I'm doing my thing. I'm slinging packages.
Can you feel it?
Exactly. I was jamming. I was having a good day that day. So hit me up on TikTok. Your boy Trey Proper is all there. So yeah.
And as always, you guys know how we end this. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Drink, motherfucker, drink.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching Blerds and Whiskey.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blerdsandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.